What's going on, guys? Hope everyone's having a great day. So today I wanted to go over 5 things I love about my S2000. I will say they're not particularly about mine in specific. A couple things are, but not really. I've had the chance of owning the car for a little over 2 years now. I got mine in beginning of 2018, but thus far I absolutely love the car. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first is gonna be the design of the car. Now, the car debuted in 1995 at the Tokyo Auto Show, and it debuted as a concept car. The S2000 was sleek, compact, cool little 2-door roadster that a lot of people took a lot of interest in. When the engineers at Honda made this car, they wanted to make it the best little roadster it could be. It features a high X-bone, that's how you say it, a high X-bone chassis design, which makes the car more rigid and also more safe. Because of this, the S2000 is a corner monster. The S2000 is known for having outstanding handling and feeling like a go-kart. Also, if you've ever ridden as a passenger in one, it's terrifying. You feel like you're in a race car and you feel like you're gonna die at any moment. The engineers at Honda made this car very minimal. The passenger gets a single air vent. There's not a glove box. There's a little secret glove box, like to the right up there. But the car doesn't feature a lot or hardly any creature comforts. You do have AC, but you don't have a clock. But the reason they did this is because they wanted to make it purely focused on the whole driving experience and also kind of drive non-car enthusiasts or non-car people away from the car. The car only came with the manual box, and because of this, a lot of people who drive S2000s are car enthusiasts. Number 2 would have to be engine and drivetrain. So the engine that is in the AP1 is the 2-liter 4-cylinder double overhead camshaft with VTEC. Can't forget that. This was the first car that I experienced VTEC in, and it's insane. It's essentially like whenever you were playing Need for Speed as a kid and you hit NOS, you hit the boost. It feels like you have a whole nother part of the engine that just comes alive, and it's something that I absolutely love about the car. As I mentioned earlier, the car comes in a 6-speed manual that's super easy to drive, at least to me. The clutch is super light, and I daily my S2000, and the clutch and the manual box that's in it, it's never given me any issues, super easy to drive. The engine is also placed just behind the front suspension crossmember, so it's front mid-engine, and the power goes to the rear, which is awesome. The car isn't really meant to be a drift car. It's not the way that it was really set up. However, the AP1s are notoriously known for getting a lot of lift-off oversteer and the rear being loose a lot of the time, but it's not in a way that you would want it to be. It's kind of like you hit a limit, and once you get past it, you're screwed. But with that, the F20C goes all the way up to 9,000 RPMs. I don't often take it there, but it'll gladly go there. Which brings us into my third thing, is the sound. The F20C makes a beautiful sound. Normally 4-bangers, especially Honda 4-bangers, sound awful. They sound like lawnmowers, weed eaters, disposals, nails against a chalkboard. But the F20C sounds amazing. And this is something with mine in particular, but something you can do, but there are 2 different ways to totally transform the sound and get the most out of that. One is the induction noise, so get a cold air intake, and then 2 is get an exhaust. So I have a K&N intake on mine, which completely changed the noise of the car, which I didn't think would happen. I'll leave a link to that video right here. And then I put a Skunk 2 exhaust on the car, which sounds awesome. And I'll leave a link to that right there. You wanna see my cat? This is my JDM cat. Kitty, say hi. You're antsy, all right. Go, go, go. She didn't wanna be held. The car sounds good stock, but take my advice, get an intake, get an exhaust. I don't care what order, but yeah. Now the 4th thing I love about the S2000 is the aftermarket accessibility. My S2000 is 2 decades old, which is crazy to think about, but the aftermarket scene for it is crazy. I come from a GTI, from an R32 to this, and there's so much more available for the S2000 than there was for both of those cars combined. Sites like Battlecraft, Evasive Motors, Vivid Racing, S2K Racing, Def Motion, and then you have brands like Science of Speed, and we can't forget brands like Spoon and Vortex who make kits specifically for the S2000. Mugen and Rockstar are another great examples of how Honda stopped making hardtops, but those 2 companies stepped up and make about 98, 99% hardtops that fit your S2000. I say that because I got a Rockstar Garage hardtop, and I love it. The build quality is outstanding, but it doesn't fit perfectly. There are still little leaks and stuff that I need to fix and I need to fine tune because it's as close as they can get to the original mold. All the hardtops are gonna be different in their own way, But if you're looking for a perfect fit, the only way to go is OEM. Although it's not aftermarket, it's something huge to consider, but there are still a lot of OEM parts in circulation for the S2000. You have sites like Cheap Honda Parts and Honda Parts Cheap who make OEM parts for the S2000. And for me, given that I drive the car daily, it gives me a lot of peace of mind knowing that if something breaks on it, I have multiple places that I can go to get a replacement part for it. And something that was just recently released is Honda themselves are going to be taking a list, I think I saw it on Twitter or something. They're taking requests right now from S2000 owners for parts that you need. So if you own an S2000 and you need a part right now, they're building a catalog and seeing what S2000 owners need to keep these cars on the road, which I think is amazing. Now, number 5, my last and final thing is going to have to be the community. I know that's kind of a weird thing to love about the car, but it goes a long way, at least in Houston, given the car scene here. But having a good car community behind a car like the S2000 goes a long way. There are numerous Facebook groups in Houston. A lot of them are active, a lot of them sell parts, and a lot of these guys tend to lean more towards track-oriented stuff, which I love seeing because the car was meant to be driven that way, and seeing that a lot of these owners are driving them that way, it makes me feel prideful for owning a car that represents motorsport and racing heritage. And it gives me hope that people are going to continue to keep this car alive and keep it going. But hey, those are the reasons I love my S2000. If you agree with my list, give me a like. If you don't, give me a thumbs down, but tell me why in the comments down below. And if you have an S2000, you have a reason that you love it that wasn't on this list, tell me what it is down below. I wanna hear it. But guys, that's it I have for this video. Thank y'all so much for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.